Do you or someone you know play video games? I bet you do. And you'd actually be surprised to know that video games have a high impact not just on society itself, but on you too. You've probably heard on the radio or maybe through a commercial, on an ad, maybe you're on the internet about the newest video game release and wondered if you were going to get it, if your friends were going to get it, how good it was. You've probably seen reviews on it's good and then other reviews that have said that it's not for kids, it's not good, and you're kind of wondering what should I do or what's going on. Well, my name is Angel Morales. I'm here to give you a little bit of insight on why video games are actually good for you to play and all that bad as people have been saying before. I've been playing video games for as long as I can remember. My earliest and fondest memories were playing Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario World, Crash Bandicoot, to name a few. They were fun. I knew that they were just video games. I wasn't very good at them. I would constantly get killed, maybe by the first or couple enemies that I would see, because I wasn't paying attention. But I knew the whole premise of these games was to always move forward and never move back. But if you moved back, it was okay because maybe you forgot something. But it was always about going forward. That kind of taught me that you're always supposed to go forward in life, never let any little things that are in your way stop you, and to keep going. Maybe that's how I took it. Maybe some other people have had the same mindset as me. But if they haven't, that's okay. To start off with video games, you probably first started off playing, I would give Call of Duty as an example. Most people, when they first started playing, they weren't so good. You were barely getting the hang of how you can move and run and aim. And you see an enemy coming towards you, and before you can even aim and get them, they got you. And you're like, oh, I didn't want that to happen. But then the more you played these games, after a while you suddenly became good and you were able to get the enemy before they got you, or maybe you saw them before they saw you. Most people would take that was just practice. The more you practice, the better you got. But they never realized that with practice, their hand-eye coordination also improved. They were able to see stuff that they never saw before, and by being able to see it, they were able to react and move to it and then be able to get the enemy. And you probably never really thought that it helped you with your hand-eye coordination. And then as you turned off the game and you went and did something else, you suddenly became good. You were suddenly able to see things that were around you that maybe you didn't see before. And then I'd like to take it that maybe it was because of a little bit of practice and because of the fact that your hand-eye coordination actually improved. Next comes the whole aspect of being able to communicate, or when you play a video game, most people take it as that you're by yourself, so you have nobody to really talk to, and that's not really the case. When you play video games now, just with the hold of this is my headset. It's not the best, but it's enough for me. You put it on, I see the microphone, and with it, you're able to communicate with those that you play with while you're playing any video game. You're like, what do you mean by that? You're able to communicate with people. Maybe it's your next door neighbor. Maybe it's your friend who lives a couple blocks away. Maybe one of your friends that moved away who lives on the other side of the country or in another part of the world. Now with video games, you're able to communicate with anybody online. You can make friends online. You can play online. And I actually think that's a good thing. Most people are like, it's just online. Who cares? No. You're able to play with people all over the world, from every region, from anywhere that you can think of. And it's actually a great thing because now you're able to communicate with them, you're able to talk to them. Maybe you might say some negative things you're not supposed to say. But it's actually a really great thing that now you can communicate with them, you can talk to them. Because who actually thought that it ever gets to the point where you can sit down and be able to speak with somebody who's not even sitting right next to you, but in fact is a houses away or cities and miles away. That's actually one of the greatest things out there. In tune with that, you probably see people who played a World of Warcraft or some sort of computer game online, and that's the same aspect. Is they're connected online, but they're still able to talk to their friends. They're still able to move around and work as a team instead of just being able to be by yourself and wondering, how am I going to get others to know what I'm supposed to do? Next comes when you play a sports game. You're kind of wondering, oh, well, it's just a sports game, maybe Madden, FIFA, NBA, NHL. You play them and it's just, you get to live as though you're your favorite player, trying to score a touchdown, trying to make that three-pointer, or try to hit a home run, or score the net. But when you play them, you kind of start taking into some of the skills that you see, and then when you stop playing and maybe your friends are like, let's go play soccer, basketball, or football, baseball, you kind of try to take those skills that you learn. Maybe you've suddenly started practicing and you can kick the ball better than you thought before. Or maybe this is like, oh wait, like this is the kind of play, like, oh, we're going to do this play and then I'm going to be able to throw the ball to this person and score a touchdown. And it's actually really cool that you're able to play a game and then take the skills that you learn from the game and use them in real life. You know, little kids, you know, they play Fortnite. Maybe some kids play Grand Theft Auto. You know, those games, or Fortnite is okay for the kids to play. Grand Theft Auto was more of a game that wasn't meant for kids because of all the violence and stuff that you do in them. But there are some kids who play them. And there's even been cases, and there's been news reports about little kids who said, oh, I saved my grandma. I took her to the hospital because of Grand Theft Auto, I was able to more or less know how to drive. Or because of Gran Turismo, I was able to, this is how I'm supposed to control the steering wheel, and this is how I'm supposed to actually move. And it's really surprising that they're able to do that, and able to learn skills just based off of video games, because you never actually thought that was going to be able to be possible. And then finally, people get the connotation that when you play video games, you're on your butt all day, all night. No, you're not. Virtual reality has come into play. It's where you put on a headset, it like covers your eyes, and you start moving around. It's as though you get immersed into the game, and you're no longer just holding a controller. I mean, you're holding the controller, but you're also in the game. And that's awesome. That's incredible to know that you actually are in the game. You're moving, though. You can't really move too far because of the restrictions on the cable. You don't want to accidentally knock down the system or the console, or even have the headset come off your head and break. But it's incredible to know that video games have advanced to such technological views that now when you put them on or when you play them, you're immersed into the game. People are always still going to give that negative feeling that you shouldn't play video games. They're not for you. They're going to rot your brain. And they're not. If you play them in moderation, if you tell your kids, your nephews, your nieces, anybody who plays them that you can play them, but don't play them as long for too long, and still go outside and play with your friends, that's going to be good. I hope that this video here has been informative for you. I hope that you'll take what I've said into consideration and really take the time to actually think about how video games are helping people out today. Not in a negative view, but in a positive way. Next time you sit down and you play, kind of think about what's around you, what you see, and then I hope that you become better at them. I hope that you can kind of teach the kids that this is what you should do, and this is what you shouldn't do. But thank you for watching. Have yourselves a great day, and best of all, game on.